discussion up to a minute. Alright, yeah, so it's very refreshing to have you join us today. Like I said earlier on, and of course I'm so excited having you around today. Quick one, we want to discuss about Veritise, which did ticker VTS, and then yeah, I want to welcome those of you joining us here on Gate, and those who are right with us on our YouTube. You must need to definitely join us on Gate so you can have access to the premium airdrop, because there's an airdrop ongoing for those who are going to be joining us on Gate. Yeah, so this is Gate interface, and of course you're very much welcome. And I think it's very, very important for us to state the fact. And what's the fact? The fact is that this is going to be a top-down analysis, not just your conceptual or your normal analysis that you might be used to. We're walking you through the whole interface of Veritise, and then so it's interesting to have you join us, like I said earlier on. So we have to dive right in. What do you think? I think there's no need to hold back anymore. In my opinion, there's no need to hold back anymore. Let's start. Coming just wanted to set up some things at the back end here. Yeah, I think let's start with this. Of course, you must have heard of different identity protocols. Like I tell you, one important part of Web3 is identity. Beyond decentralization and ownership, which is one important part of Web3, I think another part of Web3 that everyone is beginning to become aware of, right, is a part of identity. I tell you, it's a part of identity. And yes, a whole lot really is ongoing, right, within the whole back and forth and the whole possibility, and yeah, that's what do you call it? The whole possibility that digital identities onboarding. Like, come to think of, I don't want to talk much about the project, but yeah, think of OpenAI and think of other platforms that are pushing so much about users' identity. And I tell you that a lot of these evolutions obviously sort of coincidentally necessary in this age and time. And of course, Veritise is one of those projects out there. Of course, one of the leading projects out there that is bringing so much solution about verification, on-chain verification, identity, and collection. Right, we'll be walking you through this, and here you go with the basics of Veritise. It's affordable. It's a future-proof blockchain. I mean, that's it. It's about bringing affordability and a future-proof blockchain, leveraging Veritise, right? The more you explore this protocol, the more you know how powerful, how low cost a public blockchain technology is at your fingertip. And of course, Veritise is designed, right, for diverse business applications, and the platform offers an unmatched blend of efficiency, security, and affordability. So of course, with Veritise you can embrace a revolutionary approach to business, and of course process innovation that harnesses the true potential of blockchain without breaking the bank. And that's one thing about Veritise. Well, we'll walk you through the services, and of course I will also show you how to get over trading Veritise, and of course analyze Veritise. Before we actually get to the technical analysis, let me show you how to get over it. This is the homepage of GateLive. You must impute Gate.io right on whatever interface you're browsing with, either it's Brave, Chrome, Opera, which one do you have out there, or your internet for your phone with Samsung or iOS. And then when you have imputed Gate.io, you would have the point or the page where you'll be required to log in. Meanwhile, if you've not logged in, there's a sign up description. There's a sign up link right in this video on the description. Please click on that, and then you'll be able to easily sign up here on Gate.io, and of course you start your trading journey easily, and getting into the community where you have to learn a whole lot and have a whole lot of access as regards crypto education. And then after you've done that sign up, and then you've signed in, then you can toggle over to the the support session. Now I'm just going to walk you through the analysis, and I'll also show you how to fund your account if you've not funded your account on Gate. So yeah, there you go. Then you impute VTS, that's a token ticker of Veritise, right? That's a token ticker of Veritise. VTS is a token ticker of Veritise, and I think it's important for you to know how to impute tokens when you're looking for them. So when you click on that, it will definitely load and then bring on the screen or the interface display that shows what's it called, that shows the chart, how to buy, and all of those simple stuffs out there. So yeah, I think it's important. So yeah, I think it's just also necessary for us to have it that way. What do you think? Oh, beautiful. This is Veritise, and it just got barely listed some few months ago. When it comes to the analysis, just follow us. Follow me, very importantly. I'll walk you through all this discussion together. Where are we? I think I need to walk you through these the services of Veritise before we come to the analysis. So here you go. Yeah, Veritise services. These are the services of the protocol, right? What do you have here, please? Sorry, it's coming on. All right, so these are their services. You have yeah, I think I'll start from the very last service I can see, right? Digital certificate signing. Now that may sound quite big, but I think we'll actually understand what it is. Here is it. Digital Now, according to the content here, let me read and I will explain. Our digital certificate signing solutions provide an unshakable foundation for your digital interactions. With our services, you can be rest assured that your digital certificates are secure and verifiable. Now, what this is simply saying, without any addition, what this is simply saying is that digital certifications are not necessarily NFTs, but of course they eventually become NFTs. Let's say your name, your proof of work, your proof of humanity, all of those can be enshrined on the blockchain and also can be verifiable, because that's something very, very strong when it comes to thinking about what digital certifications can actually be used for and become. So it is also quite essential for us and for you all to know, right, that digital certificates is a whole lot of possibility when you're coming to think and consider the functionality of Veritise. Now, not only will they be used, not only will the protocol help to verify your digital certificate, they would also be used to ensure the approval, right? That's something very important. So the next paragraph under digital certificate signing, which is an important part of Veritise, is the fact is that Veritise is committed to serving your unique needs with their diverse range of services. So the sales team is ready to assist you in exploring how services can address their specific requirements, whether you're interested in enhancing your authentication process. So I must say that a lot is actually happening with the in the crypto space in recent times, and possibly artificial intelligence on its own is not only going to be very, very important to the very future to the very future of Web3 or the third iteration of the internet. It is also going to be intrusive, right, and also inclusive in its utility. I don't know, and I hope that really makes sense to somebody, because a whole lot is really going to be taking place in this space, and it is high time everyone begin to awake to the reality that is really sitting right by everyone or with everyone. Now, that being said, I think we can definitely begin to dive right into the next possibility that we are seeing with Veritise. With Veritise. So you have in the racing management systems. Now, the innovative racing management system of Veritise incorporates unique blockchain identifiers for each task, right, which offers immutable tracking of events. This functionality provides unparalleled transparency and efficiency, making sure that every task is traceable. Now, you might not know how important Veritise is until you begin to know how folks out there are beginning to onboard false data certification, false identity, false authenticity, and all of these are beginning to call for the need for real-time verification, sort of, as much as that is a big concern for people, and maybe even myself. I think it's important to also state that having such a protocol that is bringing such a solution as on-chain identification is not something of a joke, right? It's not something to joke with. So I think it's necessary to note that the innovative racing management system of Veritise incorporate this this blockchain sort of identifiers, and this verify each task, verify each roles. For example, I don't know, but I'm just beginning to think of people that get over to YouTube, to LinkedIn, and begin to write stories that are uncertain, untrue, some just over bloated, right, and they just put some certification that have some coloring, and then you begin to wonder what exactly is these certifications all about. I tell you, when you begin to see all of those, you have reasons, right, to consider the need for Veritise. So you have Veritise sitting at the important common ground, right, at the important common ground of digital certification, verification, and user interface verification. Now it's important, right? So you are seeing that Veritise, I'm writing that in the chat room, Veritise is becoming of resourceful importance, right? Resourceful importance, right, as regards the holistic utility, all right, the holistic utility, all right, the holistic sorry, I hope that's well spared, holistic utility of total, all right, on-chain, all right, of total on-chain verification, or data certification. All right, I'm writing that, please. Data certifications, all right, and users identity. So so this is something I think we all want to really note in the course of our understanding of the exact importance and usefulness of Veritise. Now, beyond the token trading, because that's somewhere we're going to be going to. We see come here on CoinMarketCap to look at the tokenomics and of course the trading volume, blah blah blah. Why are these people here in this comment section, right? Well, the bullish, I don't know if you're seeing my cursor. These are the questions that will definitely be answered while we continue this whole discussion, and I hope this makes sense to some of us here, right? Yeah, so okay, so fine. Where do we go? Let's come on. Let's dive right here. So yep, I hope you're seeing the comment right there. And please, I think I'm going to drop in the airdrop SQD token. If you're right there with us on Gate, you can be seeing the airdrop token right away. Can I see your comments? Of course, so just be so sure you're with me. Let's see how the comment section is rolling in, and of course it's going by, right? Yeah, so you'll be having the airdrop being dropped right away. So soon, right? Like in about 5 minutes time thereabout, I think. So I hope you all are really following, right? That's important and necessary for us. Just state and breath in the chat room, and I'm wanting to be so sure that we all are watching. So the next part of the the Veritise service includes it is a product authenticity, right? This importantly describe how how Veritise, right, is how Veritise is is utilizing their patented techniques to ensure product authenticity. This service adds another layer of trust, of course, and of course security, allowing you and your customers to verify the origin and integrity of the product. Now, for example, this is basically important for those who are digital certifications providers. Let's assume there is something like a Google or a Coursera on the blockchain that provides certificate for every lesson and learning that some folks can get. Then you can imagine these this product this service providers, right, getting over to Veritise to have some to have their products, their lessons or their services and their certificates patented, right? And when this patent is placed on this certificate, not only recedes unique and distinct, it also becomes extremely trustworthy, right, among the the parade of possible untrue or false certificates that might be dancing around the internet. So that is where you go. So definitely the Veritise solution is not just a solution. Let me write that, right? The Veritise, I'll write that Veritise, that's spelling Veritise, Veritise. The Veritise solution is not just a protocol that solves natively instilled, natively oriented Web3 protocols, project-oriented Web3 projects, right? That's important. It is also, let me put it that way, it is also, it's also, welcoming to Web2 projects, right? That's the truth. What I'm saying here, right, make it so obvious that you can definitely what's it called? All right, you can definitely make use of or make do of Veritise to enjoy the whole possibility that comes with Web2 project. Like I mentioned Google, I mentioned Coursera, I mentioned all of those digital certifications that you have out there, and now they can actually make do and surely full leverage of Veritise to have their old certifications verified and ensuring that the solutions that have been provided for users are really effectively secured and well latented. That being said, I think it's important for me to say that in about about 1 minute, so we're going to be having the airdrop been dropped 1 minute and 30 seconds thereabouts. So please be brace up for that impact. I don't know if you're ready. I am. The next important part of the services that that Veritise also onboards and make available is the authentication and identification. Now this is the important part. I'll tell you, this is the important part, and it's one of the strongest part you want to make do with, right? One of the strongest part you want to make do with. So I think it's necessary for us to state that authentication and identification, in fact, that is a major doing that Veritise actually onboards. You might be wondering, because from the word Veritise you can actually read a lot of meaning to what they are doing, right? Veritise implies that they are doing a lot of verification work, right? Which of course is very, very essential, and of course also very, very necessary to what Veritise onboards. And I hope so I hope you all understand this, right? And I hope you all are noting this, right? So I hope you all are making sure that you are understanding this. Now let me read this important part on the authentication and identification. It's already time for the airdrop. I'm dropping that right away. Who is in? I'm dropping that in secure taken. Yep. So sorry, SQD squad. So I'm in the red packets. Just make it 3 or 4 or 5. Let's make it 5. So yeah, there you go. You're gonna be having that data. You have the red packet to claim on the top right corner. You can definitely click that live stream red packet, best wishes, and all of those. So can we just continue, please? I think we just have to note this and make use of the red packets while it lasts. So yeah, so that being said, I think we can actually continue. So utilizing the unique method that what's it called, that the unique method that Veritise is onboarding, you can definitely learn and know that they offer superior authentication and identification services. That's something important. This definitely this process guarantees that every of your data interactions are secure, thereby instilling confidence in an increasingly connected world. So I think it's important, man. It's important, right? It's important to state, right, that the very, very importance of what's it called? Very, very importance of Veritise is well noted. I'm sorry, I was almost carried away. Now back to what we're discussing about. Saying you have at Veritise, the last point, which of course is the first, is the fact that they also they are revolutionizing the way businesses and individuals navigate the data world. So the suite of services under the the ambience of Veritise, underpin its patented techniques and advanced Web3 generation public blockchain, and it is designed to provide robust solutions, right, for varieties of needs. If you join us on YouTube, I think you have to just come to GateLive, because we often drop airdrops there, and I think it's important for you to be part of this. Now that aside, I want to also make reference to something I want to check, which is I want to confirm if Veritise has its own blockchain, which will be confirming, because it's almost time for us to jump into the what's it called? Jump into the technical analysis. A minute. Wait for it. It's coming. It's coming on. It is coming on. All right. All right. So yeah, what are we having here? We are having to make mention of the fact that Veritise's token total supply sits on, look there, just look there. Yeah, I'm going to be highlighting that 305,140,000 VTS token. So the token sticker is called VTS. Very simple. I already mentioned that, right? And it's no rocket science. It's very, very simple. Here you have the total supply, about let's say 306 million token, or less. It's 310 million tokens currently, approximately, right? And one of these tokens is trading for $0.131. $0.1313. That sounds so very, very magical, right? Yeah. And like I said, you can actually do the analysis, which we're going to be doing here on Gate.io, and I think it's important for us to have this well stated. I don't know what you are thinking, but I think I'm very much ready to dive into the possibilities that Veritise supports. Come on, join me in the room of technical analysis. Yep. Okay, there you go. All right, so it looks like everything is uncertain and unclear. We're gonna make it clearer. Let's make our chart bigger, which is the first thing we want to do after we brought back our basis. Come on, let's go. So where do we go? We are headed for this. Make it bigger. Now snapshots, reset, full view, which we want to do. Yeah, we'll be going back and forth in the old analysis while we're trying to also make do with what is it called? Make do with coin market cap, right? We're making do with coin market cap. I think it's important. We just have to do that importantly. So yeah, what do we have here? Just one candlestick. What does one candlestick has to do with the whole analysis we want to make? This might be the question on your mind. I tell you, you would understand why we have to do with this, why we have to begin this way. Currently, if you're not aware, according to the market data, right, I want to check my phone so we don't go off the old screen. What is the current price of Bitcoin? You have in Bitcoin trading at $29,400. Ethereum on 1,843, and GT, which is the Gate token, on $4.0607. Now, I've been giving you the updates. How is that important? It's important because you would know that if the market is entirely bullish, from Bitcoin's perspective, you would actually have an easy way to read the entire crypto market as potentially bullish. Now, all of these tools in the left bar here are very important for me doing analysis on the VTS token. And while we're going to be doing this analysis, I don't want you to be distracted because it's going to be an immersive 20-15 minute stretch. So I want you to take every nap you want to take right now. If you want to get prepared, get your notes, get whatever you want to get them sorted out, because it appears we only have one candle, but I thought you have more than one candle. You might be wondering how. Just follow and stay tuned, because look right up to the top left corner. What you have here is 1M, which is not 1 million, which simply means 1 month, because that zone there is a time frame zone, which we often use in technical analysis. So basically you have that zone instructing us or telling us or giving us a clue that this is a monthly chart, so which implies that VTS is been later now exchange here on Gate in less than a month or potentially a month. So that being said, I think we need to make the most of this what's it called, and to make the most of this discussion, and yeah, this tool, one candle, time frames. Let's get you started. So obviously, as you can see from the screen, you have in just one candle to evaluate, and this implies that the listing price, I'm going to be picking my tool from the top left corner. I just picked the horizontal ray after toggling the candle or the cursor over to the trend line zone, and then I impute the horizontal ray there. Boom. The pixel is quite small. I'm going to make it 2 pixels so that you all can actually have a clue of what exactly is the is a move, right? There you go, at 0.03967, essentially $0.04 is the exact price that you have what's it called, you have VTS been listed. And yeah, definitely that was the listing price, and VTS had gone even as high as 0.1. I hope I got it right. Alright, so yeah, what do you have here? 0.1898, and yeah, it's necessary for us to note, right, that VTX, right, is as range within this point. Basically, picking my measuring ruler, I can easily measure the percentage movement of VTS from 0.04 when it was listed right here on Gates. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, measuring that up to the very highest point, it got to about 350% essentially, right, and that's very, very huge. I must tell you, right, it's very, very huge. And following that, we have a little drawdown, which is bringing the candlestick, from the point of that week downward a little bit like that to about some 27% downward movement. Are you seeing that right now? Having understood what exactly we're seeing right there, I think it is not out of place also to note, what are we noting? We are noting and trying to also know why VTX is currently trading downwards, we have to go to the lower time frame, because each time frame gives us a clue, right, on each time frame gives us a clue as to what exactly. Now you see we have three candles appearing from where all right, sorry. So each candle gives us a clue. Each candle gives us a clue of what exactly the market's actually doing, and I think it's important for us to know that we have to know, right, that these three candles is telling us that it's been 3 weeks now, basically, that VTS has been trading here. The first week pumped, the second week pumped, and the third week is actually finally having some red. I think it is not out of place to state factually that what we now have is is an important is important discourse that is very, very powerful. By powerful I mean very, very strong in we using these candlestick and analyzing what exactly we want to know, that VTS is really going. So for us to know where VTS is going to, we need to basically come to more lower time frames. So we seem not to have more data from these all three candles. We just have 2 green candles and then 1 red candle, which is not yet fully detailed, right? We're not fully detailed. So well, basically what I'm going to be saying there is nothing much. 1 week, 3 weeks, and because this same candle forming a red, must have formed a red when it was a little bit lower here before turning fully green, and it wasn't going to be going above that week. So we already have 2 weeks with weak rejections. What are weak rejections? When you are seeing a candle printing upward with every bullish strength, and somehow one way or the other it begins to burn down as a candle burns its wax, leaving the weak, right? In the same manner, when you have the weak rejection, it is giving us a clue, quote unquote. Let me write the weak and make a reference to not weakness, right, but weak, W-I-C-K. When you have kind of weak rejection, sorry, I hope I didn't put that. I thought it was directly into the text box. I'm gonna write that again. When you have this kind of weak rejection I'm about to write, then you have a clue that at that point the market is rejecting from is potentially a supply or a sell zone, which the market over time, when it sees a supply or a sell zone, right, it just respects that point as a resistance, right? So let me just write the weak rejection in full so you all can see and know what I'm making reference to. So this kind of weak rejection, so you're having this candle weak rejecting there, and of course this is even coming close, but you see rejecting. That brings us to be more curious to know what exactly is going on, and we come to the daily time frame. So 1 day time frame brings more candlesticks to really deal with, and we have to zoom this upward. Don't forget this point here, which I'm going to be drawing backward a little bit, right, which is 0.004 zone, is what we call the listing price, which is the price the token was listed here on Gate. And oftentimes it's a strong demand zone. So let's make it about 20 or 16. Yep. Then let's make it black, the color of the text. Okay, yes, I think it's obvious. Now what you're saying now is that for the past, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days stretch, because each candle represents a day you've been seeing VTX setting. The sell price might look very simple, but I tell you, you might not know why. Obviously, when a coin is just listed, right, I'll call that point the all-time high. I often do that because that's the highest point that's traded here on Gate. So you have me calling all-time high. So I also make the font black and the text the color black, and then the font size to be somewhat around 20. I think it's quite obvious. Top. Thank you. So what you have there is the fact that for the past about 8 days, essentially, you've been seeing VTS tokens trading to the downward side. Why? It's because obviously for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 days, the market has effectively sustained a bullish trend. So for the past 8 days, 4 days, right, the market has sustained a bullish trend, which of course is heavily bequeathed by 8 days now of sell side. So all of us are having a whole lot to really combat with, and by a whole lot I mean we have to really make do of this important understanding, right? Important understanding that this move downward is a very strong one. It's a very strong one, and you might not know how strong it is, because now if you don't know, I'll pick my what tool and pick my curve. I think I have a curve. Yeah, I'll pick my curve. Right, I want to pick my curve to show you something. Yeah, let's copy that in the other way, please. Yep, I want to show you the weak rejections around here, so you can take note of them also and begin to question yourself. Why are we having weak rejections just here when we're rising up? Shouldn't it be easy to rise up? Must we find it difficult to rise up? Yeah, sometimes it happens that way, and one of the reasons is because when the market is trying to create a point called a demand zone, or a point called it's a demand or support zone. Yes, the support zone, it often has weak rejections around those zones. Also, there are two key zones the market has weak rejections around: either it's a resistance or a supply zone, or a demand or a support zone, right? Just think of your ceiling, right, on the top of your pure stores as a resistance that will not allow you to jump out of the room, okay? And then think of the floor where you're seated on, like I am, right, as the support holding you back. Of course, I mean the force, I mean Newton's law, that's physics, is going to be rejecting the force you are exerting on the chair and the floor, on the floor. So the floor is directly opposite, right? Equal amount of force is being returned to keep you sustained in that state of equilibrium, right? And that's the thing happening right here. So there is a sort of force reacting against the market coming downward. Yeah, that's why you have this green candle rejection. Now I want to pick my rectangle and mark out that zone, because I know for sure if I get over to the lower time frame, lower than this daily time frame, I would find more reasons to have that point as a strong zone. Now I mark out that point. Yep. And of course, don't forget that every time the market makes a movement upward, it leaves a gap, which is called the fair volume gap, right? This fair volume gap, or FVG, is often required to be mitigated whenever the market is taking its move. Either the market moves upward or downwards, it sometimes leaves this FVG either to the upward side or to the downward side. And every reason for the market to come down or to go up as against the movement it had taken. Let's say, for example, I want to pick my polling line in the left bar right away and explain what I just made as an assertion. Let's assume the market took off like this from this low bottom size. Sorry, let me rub that off. Pick polling line again, pull there. Yeah, let's assume the market took off like that, and then it sort of is struggling with a point like this, just like it is currently doing. I'm just trying to draw a funny simulation, and then it took off again like that. Now, as the market took up like this, assume that this move here and this moves here are huge big candles, like this big one and this big one. Now, every time the market checks up like this, it has reasons to come and close up a sizable percentage of every gap it has created. Now, it took off upward. Now, if it had taken off downwards in the opposite direction, like something like this, and then it's reacted, all right, and that's reacted like that, and then it took off like that. What I'm saying is, either way, it would need to go back in time, either to this point, all right, or even if it struggles to go back here, to have a balanced cover up of the gap it had created before having a continuation downwards. And so also in this particular case A, which I first drew as that taking up, and then it left this first huge space and then this second huge space, it will definitely find a way to correct either here and then continue, or it just struggles a little bit and then come to take a sizable unit of this this fair volume gap, and then when it takes it press that down well, then it goes upward continuation. So before we can have a market continuation, right, there must be an effective mitigation of the fair volume gap. Take note of that, and I want to write that in the chat box. Before we can have a market continuation, take note. There must be an effective mitigation of the fair volume gap, right? Before we can have a, what do we call it? Before we can have a let me write that. Before we can have a continuation, there must be an effective mitigation, right? I'm writing in the chat box, right? There must be an effective mitigation of the previously created fair volume gap, or FVG. Now that's very, very important. So before we can have a strong continuation, let me put it that way, because sometimes we have some continuation that is not strong, all right, and then the market would still continue, and when it continues, that still will not imply that we are actually having a strong continuation. So I think it's better for us to call it a strong continuation if we would actually make the most, right, of this discussion. So I hope you all are really learning something really, really great. It's been almost 40 minutes of all discussion, and for me it's been so immersive, and I don't know if it's really, really intriguing to you, but of course it is to me. Now for this old daily time frame, what we've seen is that there's a correction right now, and if I will pick my Fibonacci retracement 2 from this lower bottom here around the region, we have a struggle, and we'll draw it right upwards to the top of this second week rejection here. You'll see some zones. I've made mention of this in a couple of times ago. We have in our our discussion, and the first zone is the fact that there is something called a retrace, a 38.2% retracement, 0.5% retracement, and another zone which is also known as the 50% golden pocket, which is 0.5, and then 0.618, 61.8% retracement level, and 78.6 is the strongest. And picking up our Fibonacci retracement from this low point and drawing it there, that implies that we have key zones to really look out for when it comes to buying VTS token. We're almost wrapping things up. That means number one, VTX token should be strongly holding around the zone of 50% golden pocket here, 0.12485. That's the price of the token right there, and I hope you all can see that. And then number two, which I think is the strongest, is the one here around the 78.6% on-time entry. This is called on-time entry because when the market gets there, it leaves with a weak candlestick reaction. Now that's the truth. So that being said, I think it's also very, very important for us to state without any further ado that you all have every tendency, you all have every liberty, you all have every ground. Yeah, that's the content, right? You all have every ground to wait to buy your tokens at limit or even at market. There are about 3 types of orders right here on Gate. I'll make reference to that while we continue, but of course let me remove my Fibonacci and call this point a demand zone. I want to write in the chart in this rectangle. I double clicked on it, of course you can always do that on your own phone or PC, whichever, and then you have demand zone. That exactly tells us what is going on around that corner. So whenever we are going up with our analysis, we can actually make a important notification on that all ongoing, right? Yeah, so I think it's also necessary for us to have that with us. So that's the demand zone, critical demand zone, critical one. So yeah, this means that I think now we have a possibility of saying, well, from the daily time frame, I'm expecting VTS token, right? I just picked my polyline, right? Yeah, I'm expecting VTS token easily to correct towards like this, all right, and then maybe struggle and then come like this and continue, right? So implying that we have seen VTX going on an uptrend from this point like this, right? Then like this, then like this, right? Then like this, eventually following this analysis we just given, right? Then like that, right? So what do we have? We're having that nice one, isn't it? Yeah, it's very, very nice, and I hope you all are seeing that. So let me just make it a 2 pixels and color and change the color 3. Yep. So that will eventually show the whole journey of BTS token. But of course, the old magic is not going to be ending with a daily time frame. Before we enter the 4-hour time frame, which is the next lower time frame, of course, I think there's 12 hours, but of course, I prefer going to 4 hours, right? So we don't actually waste our time. There's 12, 8, 6 hours, but I think candle is actually fair. I will open the candle, right? So you'll see we have more and more candles because each candle has been broken down to more candles because of the change in time frame. Yeah, so while we have that still ongoing, I would want to bring you back to the Gate.io interface where you can actually make to buy this token. Just assume we're going to be buying this token at 0.11504, and we don't want to buy a market, right? That implies that we've made our analysis that we've just done, right? And then we want to look out for how to buy the token here on Gate. Come on, let me escape this and then bring you all right, so here you go. Very interesting, very easy. Now what do we have here? We have about, let me see, a couple of orders. Yeah, you're having time conditional, number one. Then number two, you're having limit, which is one of you having stop limit, sorry, that's which one I often use. Number three, you're having markets, and number four, you're having limit. So these are the kind of orders you can actually use to buy or to sell, essentially. So yeah, I think it's important to state, right, that we all have this as an important prerequisite or precursor for us to maximize when it comes. So now let's say our buy price on of VTX is going to be 0.1151. This is because of what we call the newly listed coin, fever, which a lot of people actually are victim of. Whenever they see newly listed coin, they want to go sell off as quick as possible. I mean, a lot of folks out there actually do that. So now, come to think of it, now let's assume that now fine, I want to buy at 0.1154. First up, you must actually deposit $1. I have $1. If you're just signing up with the description link in the video below, you want to head over to let me bring it back. So yeah, buy crypto. Yeah, these are the ways you can actually buy crypto: debits or credit card, bank transfer. Depends on your country. If your country allows you to use debit card, please click on that. I mean, you just click on debit card and you put debit card. I'm even do that right away, right? Yes, and when you do that, you can easily get your your card, input the code, and put your amount of fund. Maybe it's $50 for dollar, or €20 or euro, or €100, whichever one you want to buy, right? Your payment details must be there right after you put your card. Then you'll be able to make an execution of the amount, right, of in a dollar you want to buy, right? It's very, very easy. Like for example, in Naira, I can use either of this payment platform. I can use Simplex, Mercuro. I can also use MoonPay, right? MoonPay, right? And I can also use Legend Trading, right, as someone who's from Nigeria, and that's also very great because you can always change your currency and say you want to go with US dollars. If you're someone residing in United States or some area in Canada also, you can officially buy those ones. And you can use Banza, you can use Mercuro, you can use GateConnect, of course. Then you can also use MoonPay also. I mean, these are the platforms you can actually use. And if you want to use Swiss franc, yeah, you click on Swiss franc and then you know the amount of USDT you want to receive, and that's very, very simple, right? I mean, it's not rocket science. It's so easy. It's so easy. So that implies that you can actually go use Banza and Simplex, GateConnect, MoonPay, Mercuro, and in fact Legend Trading. So let's say for example you want to buy 1,000, you want to use 1,000 Swiss franc, right? So that would definitely give you the calculation amount of USDT you're going to be receiving. You can actually have that received in USDT, and you would have to impute your payment details, which of course will have to come up here, and then you'll be able to make purchase or make the move, right, to buy your to buy your USDT. When you have USDT, then you can head over to VTS. But meanwhile, aside from this using a card or credit card, you can also use another method, which is the P2P, peer-to-peer. I make use of this more often, right? And then it's very simple. So when you use any of this method, either using your card or the peer-to-peer, you have to transfer your funds, right? You have to come to somewhere around wallet. When you come to wallet, come to fund management, and there you'll be able to transfer your tokens. When you buy them, you'll be able to have your funds available right in spot. We just toggle over to spot like we did, get over to trade, get over to spot, and then impute VTS like we've just done. When you impute VTS like this, it's going to be having a display. You click on that. I don't need to because it's already here. Then when you've clicked, it's going to bring you a display like this, and then you'll be able to make purchases of the token you want to buy, right? It's very simple, which is a VTX. Basically, this peer-to-peer, you can actually use this express method, or you just get over to become to check out from other fiat orders, right? I mean, which uses P2P, not the express. And when you come to P2P, you have many options, which includes folks out there that want to actually check out for that want to, what do you call it, that want to make sales for you and would not want to give it to the express. You can buy if you're convenient with buying or selling your dollar. Very, very simple. I think it's very, very easy. It's not even any rocket science. It's in no way difficult. I tell you, it's in no way difficult. Now, that being said, I think we want to make big mention of the, I mean, yeah, here you go. So you can actually choose any of the merchants. You have a lot of merchants actually as an option for you to choose, right? And that is it. So that is it. So that is it. It's not difficult. So you can always pick this merchant, can always pay, and then you buy your USDT, and that's all. So back to the analysis. When you bought a token, your dollar, you can actually have them maybe $50. Then you want to buy VTS at a buy price of 0.11504, and then you want to impute that, right? 0.11504 with $50. So you will come here. I mean, you got over to limit because you're not buying that market. The market is instantly, because the current market price is 0.13103, and that is the place of market order. Instant buy, right? But if you're using limit buy, you can limit buy, imputes the price you think is convenient and you believe because of your analysis that VTS will get to, and then you impute the amount of dollar. I'm going to be imputing 50. That implies I'm going to be getting 448 VTX's token with a buy price of 0.115. So $50 will give me $434. And what I want to do is I want to click buy. If I click buy, then I'll be able to make my purchase instantly. I hope that really makes sense to you, and definitely want to sell your VTX. Let's say I've already gotten this 434 VTX, and I believe that VTX is going to be getting to somewhere around $2, right? And I go to sell my trade at $2. That means I'm selling 434.78 VTX token, which I got for $50 at $869.56. That's a lot. So I mean, yeah, that's the truth, and that's a possibility. So now looking at the 4 hour time frame, which we promise to get back into, let me make the chart bigger so we can actually conclude this without any further delay very quickly. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, what I'm seeing here, right, it tells me that there are a lot of price actions going on here. This is a flip zone. It's a zone that was actually a demand and a sell at the same time, because some tokens, so I mean, some candles revealed the sell, and some candles also show the buy. We have an auto block here, right? And that's why it's demand zone. Definitely, if VTX actually comes a little bit down, I'm not expecting to go below this level. That's about 90% down. So somewhere around 0.10733. So, and that is it on my own purview. If VTX get this low, I'm thinking it's only be prepared for another high, because we're having a bullish auto block. In fact, a double bullish auto block, 1 year, which are both overlapping buy candles, sitting side by side with the sell candle. And I hope you all have seen something. No much analysis, no much details, and we have reasons to believe that VTX should get to this 0.1154. And I hope you all learned how to go about trading VTX token. Of course, you understand or understood what the project is about. I hope this really makes sense to everyone joining us here today, and I hope we all can actually take step in accordance to what we've learned. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's a beautiful one, and of course, those of you that join on GateLive, you all have the chance, and of course, you all have gotten the airdrop, and I appreciate you all for joining and getting that. So please, if you all have any take on this, please, I want to implore you to ensure that you join us on GateLive, and of course, you can look out for my name and of course give us a following. That's going to be appreciated. Once again, I want to appreciate you all for coming, and this is going to be it from our end today. Thank you. The name is our guild. I appreciate you for sticking to the very end. Beautiful people, please take care of yourself, and don't hesitate to keep learning, unlearning, because that's only means you can actually earn. Earning does not come in a day. It only takes a series of learning, unlearning, because we make mistakes, and of course, it's in the process of learning from the mistakes that you can perfect those mistakes. Don't beat yourself in the bum, but of course, stand up, dust yourself, and get going. Invest in Q3. I always tell everyone around me, and I'm telling you that also now again today. Invest in Q3. Don't take chances, and of course, skill up, push up, do more. Much love to you, and of course, shout out to GateLive for allowing us to bring this important content to you. See you again over that time. I want to have you join us.